lob. It is not a new stroke.
A lob is nothing more than a forehand and backhand hit with a little higher trajectory.
Now you have variations of the lobs. You have the offensive lob, which is nothing more than making contact with the same stroke setup as the forehand or backhand ground stroke, except just before contact, the racket head moves further under the ball, maintaining a firm wrist and a slightly open face of the racket head. The defensive lob is similar to the offensive lob, but has a more open face, sending the ball to a much higher height over the net to gain some time in order to recover position. Then you have the famous Andre Agassi topspin forehand and backhand lob. Because of Andre's semi-western grip and rapid racket acceleration, with the racket head making contact far underneath the ball, this shot is a powerful and deceiving weapon. With the quick acceleration and brushing effect from either his forehand or backhand side, the opponent will often look up and say, "Oh, that ball is going out,"
and it falls in about 2 feet from the baseline.
When the ball has that excessive topspin rotation, it has a big advantage. It will clear the net well over the opponent's outstretched racket and still fall into the playing area. Andre uses this shot to create outright winners, and in addition, it helps him set up his angles and passing shots when the opponent elects to stay back from that attacking net position. It's a point of beauty to watch Andre do this shot.
I want you to hit the lob exactly how you hit your ground strokes.
Make the preparation, the excitement, the same as if you're going to hit a big forehand or backhand. And at the last split second, drop the racket head underneath the ball to hit one of the 3 different lobs. A few practice tips. Number 1, the mini game. Remember the mini tennis game? What's the key to mini tennis? The rapid acceleration of the racket head. The same as applies to the topspin lob.
You want to practice the offensive lob? Just hit regular ground strokes a little higher.
And the defensive lob, higher yet. And if that isn't enough, anytime your opponent attacks the net for the next month, I want you to hit a lob. Hit a lob, even if the opponent goes back and hits the overhead for outright winners. Next, when practicing your ground strokes from the baseline, vary the height of the ball each and every time. If you practice it enough in practice, you create the confidence to try it when you play. Make the lob a weapon. But remember, you've got to create that muscle memory so that it becomes automatic. You don't think about it. You can get it. And when you do, they're going to be paying for those balls all the time because you are going to start winning some matches.
As I mentioned earlier, the most important thing about a lob is to hit it long rather than short to back your opponent off the net. And you notice here, I saw my opportunity but got a little tentative and I didn't go for the shot as much as I should have. And here you'll see a chance to hit a lob, but instead of getting tentative, I just went for it a little more racket head acceleration, and boom, right over his head. And even if I had missed it, it still keeps him guessing, and it still would have been a great asset for me as the match progressed. Watch the return, how I come forward and block under his feet, and I quickly get to the next shot, prepare, and the most important thing is disguising it. He had no idea that lob was coming, and that's what made it so effective. One of the most important things to remember about hitting a well-hit lob is to disguise it, is that with the same motion, you can hit the lob, you can hit the down the line, or you can hit the angle. Because if you can't disguise the lob and they know when it's coming, it's really useless to even hit it. And if you're going to hit the lob and you want and you think you might miss it, don't be scared to hit it effectively, even if you think you might hit it long, because it's important to always keep that guy guessing. And I'd rather hit the lob out than hit it short and have him put it away.
The lob, the offensive and defensive lobs. There is nothing more important than the disguise in the lob. You must hit the lob as if you're going to hit a ground stroke. You set up exactly the same. The lob is exactly the same as a forehand and backhand. Hold that ball on that racket and just hit it a little higher over the net. That's all you've got to do. In order to learn that topspin lob, you've got to drop that racket head far underneath that ball. And you've got to accelerate that racket head with a brushing effect. Don't be afraid. Try it.